Testing.
It's always up.
That's like saying people watch.
I just have to share it because I have people that want to watch.
Hey, we're gonna have less viewers because our only viewer is on the podcast with us tonight.
Oh, I guess I'll share this. I guess I won't be embarrassed with you guys.
Shouldn't be. You're an embarrassment to us all.
Why do I feel like I'm like on indoor right now with a bunch of freaking quads?
This is the Jumanji version of Star Wars.
Oh, I feel like I'm on. I feel like I'm in the casino area.
And it begins.
There we are. It's
like
us.
That. Like that.
Like that. Guess
Like
what? I was
that.
gonna eat the whole time because I'm starving.
I'm starving.
It's fine.
Okay.
Feed me.
There we go.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Hello.
what up? What up,
What up?
Wicked? Wicked good?
Wicked good.
Wicked
Yeah.
good.
Wicked
Make it
good.
real good.
It's
So,
a return of the Mac. Every day, return of the Mac. Oh my God.
I am a little sad though that Shane's not here because I feel
I'm
like
not.
I could debate him really well.
You
I'm
probably
sad.
could. You should.
I'm sad he's not here so he can tell Ahmad how wrong he is about The Last Jedi.
this would have been the most opportune time to just take me, Uncle Joe, and Justin Tico off and just let them fight together.
Oh, we need to do
Oh,
that.
Shane,
That would have
Shane
been
didn't
awesome.
want that smoke. He knew what it was.
A
That's what-
2v1 battle would be
Yeah,
amazing.
he didn't want that smoke.
He got scared. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
what's up, guys? We are the Marauders, and
We
plus
are.
one.
Only on Thursdays.
She may be joining us if she
Yes.
We'll
hangs
see.
out too long,
we got
or she may
We
just
got
not want
too
to be
much-
around us after this one.
we got two.
We don't know. Okay, everybody, introduce yourself. We'll start with Bon Bon. Go for it.
Okay, so I'm Darth Bonbon tonight. As you can see, all things red. So I'm a big fan of the Sith. And hello. Is that all? I don't even know.
No, that's perfect.
That's
great.
perfect. Let's stay on the bottom.
I am
Come on,
Justin
Tico.
Tico. I am
Talk
Rose's
about your
brother.
bottom.
And she's probably the best character in all of Star Wars. And she did really good as far as for our family name. And yeah, so here I am.
Somebody already
yeah.
loves Darth Bon Bon.
That's
Oh,
right.
Got it.
Got some love.
I'm special.
Alrighty.
Okay. Top, take it.
Uncle Joe, I'm here. I'm not changing my name. I'm sticking with it. And I missed last week. I'm excited to be back. And since Shane's not here, I am going to tell Ace why Last Jedi sucks, because it does. It sucks.
What's going on? This is your boy Ace Calrissian, aka Ace Kennedy, and you know it's all things Star Wars, and I'm here for you.
Ace, give us a good shot of that shirt while you're talking about.
Wow, that's
Come on,
so
give us a good shot
loud.
of that.
Yeah.
Give me a shot of that shirt.
Oh, okay.
So let me just
I
tell
like
you.
that.
Dude. Oh, that's dope.
Why do most
I like it.
I feel like most of the Star Wars shirts I find are black shirts.
Yeah.
I don't want a black Star Wars. I want a gray. I want a blue. I want a pink.
I
Gotcha.
always wear
just
black,
gotta get
so
on Etsy
it doesn't
or
bother
something,
me
dude.
one bit.
Yeah.
You gotta shop those boutique Star Wars stuff, man.
Yep.
The ones that for some
We're going
reason
to
they don't get pulled off. I don't
Target
know how.
for your Star Wars shirts.
Sorry.
Or
Sorry, I'm not as cool.
you know, make your own.
Have you made your own?
Yeah.
No.
Do you get
No.
like puffy paint and like draw it on there?
No. But that would be cool. I mean, we could bring back puffy paint.
No, yeah, puff paint.
It was
A
it was all the
bedazzled Lando Calrissian.
Yes. Yes. It would fit so
Can we
well.
get Jacob on?
Yeah.
What about the ones that you can change, like, you know how the sequins where you can swipe it and if you swipe it down, it's Anakin.
Oh,
swipe
yes.
it up, it's Vader.
I hate those.
Oh,
stupid
that'd be
things.
cool.
That'd be
That'd
so
be
that'll
cool.
be
It's
that way.
Anakin one way, and then it's Darth Vader the other
It
way.
makes everybody just comes
Just
up and
half
wants
of it
to,
is
like,
just yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess
Like,
it's a
get
good
up
way
to
to
Hayden
meet
Christensen right now.
probably a good way to meet
But what if
people,
it's
Justin.
what if
It's always-
what if it's one way it's Hayden Christensen and it's the other way it's the old Vader, like the one
Oh, it's
at
like
the end of the movie.
like the crusty
So
white.
that's what you're
and-
swiping. Yeah,
Something
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Sorry,
what
my
the Sith
son is screaming at
does
the
to
bottom
you.
of the stairs right now.
What if one of them is George Lucas and then the next one's Kathleen Kennedy with horns? That's probably accurate.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
What was the, I don't even. Okay. Okay.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, that was. Okay.
Look at Justin's froze.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm taking a picture of that. There we go.
Come
Got it.
on, Justin. That's awesome.
We-
That should
we
be your
saved that
cardboard,
one.
cardboard cutout right there.
Yes. Yep, that should be the
Is
backdrop.
it still frozen? Can you hear me?
It is, but it
We
look.
hear
You
you.
just got the.
Yeah, we hear
No.
you.
I love it.
Oh,
It's
man.
awesome, dude.
Please send me that screenshot, bro. Please send me that.
I got
Guys,
it.
this
Go
is
ahead.
my life.
I'll
Go
drop
full
it.
screen. Go full screen with Justin.
This is my life.
there it is.
Still stuck.
Oh.
Find it on my end.
It's not now. We're good.
Okay.
Oh,
What do we
man.
got about? What do we got to talk about here, Jared?
Okay, first we need to go to our sponsor, which is
Sonic.
Sonic.
That's what I'm eating right now. Is soup from Sonic.
Soup.
So here's my question: do you pronounce it Route 44 or Route 44?
Route 44.
Route
Yeah,
44.
Route
44.
Yep.
Oh, there's a
Always
five.
got to be different.
Rooster Drive.
Always got. Thank you. I'm glad you see that, Bonbon. Ace. Always got to be different.
You know you got to go to work with me in the morning.
That is true. I'll be nicer.
So Sonic. What
Okay.
about Sonic?
So, Sonic, I have been there way too much actually, and it's probably I've had too much sweet tea. It's probably not good for me. But
It's
you
good,
should
though.
go and get a bunch of sweet tea because it's good.
I always
And
get my
use-
Coke
what if-
Zeros there.
Yeah. What about
Coke Zeros are good. Yeah.
It does.
burgers, hot dogs?
The sweet tea calories
Hey,
don't
Ahmad,
count
if
in
Baby
Oklahoma.
Yoda
'cause
were
it's
to
in
go
the
to
South.
Sonic, what would he order?
Oh, definitely some cheesy tots.
Are we comparing Baby Yodas?
It's-
Because I have the Build-A-Bear one,
Dang.
and
Okay,
he
did you-
talks.
I was about to ask.
That one looks like the little alien. The alien on what am I thinking of? On the Will Smith movie.
The
You know, the one that births out of the.
Oh,
What the heck is the name of that
Men in
movie?
Black.
Men in Black. Yeah, gosh. Whenever he like the thing's giving birth, that's what that one looks like.
What?
Wow.
I don't know if I remember
Still
that
cute.
part.
I think
Yeah,
it was
when he's in
Men
the
in Black
car, they're like
2.
driving away.
No,
Okay.
that was
Oh,
the first
the-
one. It was the first one.
I don't know
That's
why,
the
but all I
tentacle
have
of
in
the
my
movie.
head
The
is
first.
all I can think of is Ace Ventura when he's coming birthing out of the
Rhino.
rhino.
I mean, if you duck down far enough, that kind of how you look right now.
So about Sonic, there's
Yep. We can get back
we
to
love
that.
you, Sonic. Thank you
Yes.
for
People as hairy as
supporting
Joey
us.
that work at Sonic, they have to wear hairnets.
on their
and,
chest.
and masks.
True.
For sure.
Let's just
So all
we're
true
gonna
things.
forget all that happened. Anyways, okay. So let's go to our first topic. So Darth Maul, there's been a lot of stuff going on. We thought we were gonna see a lot of information for some of the new series. Who wants to start that off?
Ahmad's
Oh,
got
no.
it.
Go ahead, Joey.
No, Ahmad's got it. He's got this.
I mean,
Oh.
you know, there was a report that came out basically that the actor that played Maul, Ray Park, had it was assumed that he put out a revenge porn video of him and his wife, and of course, that would people just all over Twitter just went crazy because they're just like, yo, he's done, cancel him. The cancel culture was after him. But there has been an update that his wife has come out and said that no, that is not the case. Oh, also, I'm sorry. Prior to that, there was also messages from what looked like to be his children, basically confirming it that he was, kind of abusive, this, that, and the other. But like I said, reports have now come out that his wife is basically denying those allegations. That there was never any talks that there hasn't been anything basically saying that his account was hacked or anything like that, but she is denying the reports that he did do revenge porn, that there was personal videos that have come out that are basically just the family needs privacy right now as they're dealing with it. Obviously they're probably negotiating things behind the scenes so that they can fix that for Disney.
Yeah, I definitely thought. Everybody was thinking, man, we're about to get this huge announcement because everybody was like, the rumors are Darth Maul is going to be in like several of the those new Disney Plus series. Especially you got Obi-Wan coming up; he could come out in that. But then everybody gets that surprise the next morning when it happens. So, go ahead, Bonnie. You have something you want to say?
I don't know. I was just thinking like how much that would change, I guess, the dynamic if you can't have the original actor playing the character.
I don't think it changes the dynamic at all because the thing is we don't even use his voice. Sam Witwer does the voice of Maul even when in live action. So, and it's in makeup. So the thing is that as long as the physicality is there, as long as the makeup is still the same, I don't think we would really notice it all that much. And then, even if it's certain stunts that the actor cannot do, there can always be stuntmen. You look at the Mandalorian, there's like 3 people that plays him. So
True. And if you get somebody that has, I guess, the same structure in their face and stuff like that, yeah, I guess you wouldn't really see much of a difference.
Even the structure would be the same. You just got to find like that build is pretty easy to find, that athletic build. So I think it would be pretty easy to find someone to do those stunts. You're not talking about someone with crazy facial features or anything. With the paint and everything,
Yeah, and I just honestly think that the information still isn't all the way out there. Of course, Disney is not going to comment on it right now. So the thing is that I just think that until we have something solid, it's kind of premature to be saying that he's done with it until actual things come out. And plus, with COVID and everything going on right now, that's going to be pushed to the back burner anyway. We still got an Obi-Wan series that we need. So,
everything's going to be pushed, essentially. So there's time.
Since this all happened, we've heard rumors, a possibility of like a rated R Star Wars.
That'd be dope. That would be awesome.
If you could pick a Star Wars movie that we've already had that could be rated R, what would it be?
Empire Strikes Back.
Rogue One.
I think Episode 3.
Episode 3. Rogue One.
Only reason why I'm a little skeptical about Episode 3 is because there's some younglings that get killed. So I just don't know if I would want to see younglings like slaughtered.
I don't know. I just kind of think too on the Game of Thrones genre.
Imagine how much more gritty Revenge of the Sith could have been.
Yeah.
He pushed it. At that time, obviously society PG-13 kind of changes as it goes. We go more, but at that time, Revenge of the Sith was pushing the limits of its rating, I think.
Yeah, because Dooku got his head cut off.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
And we could have thrown some F-bombs in there for Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, and maybe, just maybe, Padme wouldn't have died the way she did.
Shane loved it.
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
Passed out.
Look, for somebody that could love that scene, but then got something to say about The Last Jedi, get out of here.
Really? He likes that scene? That's like the worst death ever.
He agrees. To Shane's credit, he hates the way when they say that she died of being sad or whatever. I don't
Yeah, have a
Yeah.
broken heart. It's like, why not
Broken
just
heart.
kill her in birth? Like,
Yeah,
that's
Shane-
something that happens.
Yeah, Shane refuses to take that as the answer. He always is like, I pretend I never heard that.
But he
Well,
can't pretend. But he can't pretend about the Last Jedi. You see what I'm talking about? What I'm talking about, bro.
Not wrong.
We don't have to pretend because the Last Jedi does suck. So
No, it doesn't. Y'all just don't understand it. I get it. We understand.
we got more to talk about Last Jedi later. We got more stuff on that
Yeah.
later.
So the whole rated R thing, you guys are down for a rated R?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely, yeah.
So
I think that's a good area for Disney to get into in general. Like when you're
Yeah.
looking at everything they've obtained, especially Deadpool. Nobody wants to see Deadpool PG-13. So
No.
why not push Star Wars into that as well?
So okay, here's the deal though. If Disney does rated R, they're not doing it on Disney Plus. They're not doing it under the Disney name.
Probably
That's
not.
part of the reason. That's part of the reason they bought. I mean, they bought Fox, right? They bought all that stuff. They have these other. So now they can release it because here's the deal. Disney's brand is kids. Like they're not going.
Yeah.
They will never ever release a rated R. Not saying they won't release it under something else because they could.
Run
I'm
it
just
under
telling you,
Lucasfilms.
Disney itself will never release a rated R. It's part of what that's their whole deal with Disney Plus. You're never going to see a rated R on there unless things really change. But you got to realize they have stake in Hulu, they have stake in all this other stuff. I mean, Disney's huge, so it's possible for them to do it. I kind of lean on them not doing it. I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to see it because I look at something like Deadpool and I mean, wow, like you could never tell that story without it being rated R.
Exactly.
And it's phenomenal. And so I see the value in it for sure. And there's lots of great movies growing up that are rated that I just love. So
They honestly need to look into it though, because here's the thing: if they're trying to be competitive with Netflix or any of those other things, regardless if they have Hulu or not, the thing is that as Star Wars fans, we grew up with Star Wars and we're adults now. So there should be, just like how they can venture out in the novels where they have love scenes and they do kind of explain some stuff that typically you wouldn't see in what Star Wars is going for. So the thing is that they should have something dedicated to where we can get an R-rated series that is geared towards the more adult. I'm still gonna fight for that Empire series where it's more of a sitcom, not sitcom, but in that style where you're learning more about the Empire, but from somebody who joined the Empire for a different reason and not to take over the galaxy, and kind of have that whole infrastructure and stuff like that. That can be very R-rated. So it's definitely possible. It's just that they definitely need to go away from that if they're going to be competitive in the future.
I don't think I want an R-rated series necessarily, but having an R-rated one-off movie would be amazing. We'll have like a young Vader where you actually get to see young Vader and Palpatine, and it's R-rated. That's like a Deadpool style. I would love that.
Here's where my mind goes. So rated R, like what do I want to see that I can't see, right? Language, I don't care about because in Star Wars, like who knows what curse words are to them in a galaxy far, far away. Like you can use some other things, right? So language aside, whatever. Sex, I don't need that to increase a plot, honestly. But now I will say the violence, like the grittiness of real battle and like that kind of deal, and even even a darker plot. You know what I mean? Like
something more sinister.
Those are some rated R aspects that I could. But Disney has shown that they'll take those risks on that stuff. They've shown it.
PG-13, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it could be. I wouldn't mind it being a little more gritty in those areas, but
Well,
it'll be interesting.
Me personally, I would love to see an old Republic in the style of Game of Thrones. I would love to see everything that was kind of those elements. I would love to see that.
What about I would see like some of the R-rated coming from like, say take a young Vader actually using his force powers to like crush somebody internally, like some of that like really
making somebody bleed out.
But like see the effects of it.
Go and talk about why who was it that actually the reason why Grievous coughs and does the things. Was it Qui-Gon that crushed his chest cavity? Having stuff like that where you actually go back and look at the history of him actually doing that and seeing why he was, ended up the way he was because of the Jedi. Stuff like that would be pretty cool.
I would love to see somebody with a lightsaber getting ran through and then blood just start dripping out of their mouth, or they explode or something like that, and they blood everywhere. Like I'm saying, Game of Thrones and Star Wars would be epic.
Well, and that's where like the Force powers, you could do way more with the Force powers in a rated R aspect. You know what I mean? Like Vader, you could imagine Vader rated R. Like that's, I think that's where you could really see how evil if you want to really communicate how evil this guy was and what all how far to the dark side he went. The comics, like for anybody that sees the comics, you see it. Like they show it in these comics. So I think some people, like a Vader, yes, I could see it working.
I think that's Shane.
Like that. Shane,
he's saying exactly what you just said.
Yes. That's exactly what I say. I'm not even
here's the thing
Vader.
too.
Let's go further into the Sith.
Yeah. I think too, like you could have that Vader movie could really explain more of why Vader was, but you could talk about his suit and actually see what his suit does to his body continuously. You'd be able to show that, like all the needles and everything that just constantly is just ripping him and rebuilding him, throughout, him wearing that suit, which is the part of the torture, aspect of it.
Yes. Yes.
All that to say that we would all enjoy an R-rated Star Wars. That would be great.
Yes. And I agree too with Joey on the whole, really seeing the grittier, more gory life, like realistic. If you were to see these battles go on, like if somebody's arms cut off, it's not, let's see the gore in that.
Yeah, I agree. I guess my deal too is it's like, again, for somebody, I watched all the Game of Thrones. I loved Game of Thrones. I'll just throw that out there right now. But I don't need a whole scene of sex to carry the plot so that it's like you're forced to watch this stuff because the plot's going on.
Right.
So we don't need that in.
No, I want the R rating to come from violence. That's where the R rating needs to come from.
Like for the Geonosis scene when all those Jedi are out there.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to watch that.
No, Joey, you said you said it.
I don't.
And you're gonna have to die on that sword, sir. We all heard what you said.
I see Ahmad over there judging me, so I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to. I'm just saying.
Shane's like, we finally get the Padme scene we wanted. We're like, no, none of that. Keep it off there.
Keep it off.
If Shock T happens to just walk across that screen.
Nope, none of that. Keep it off my screen.
But I do think that having an R-rated movie, series, whatever, especially about the Sith, just kind of, I don't know, it almost helps you get into that headspace and understanding why it's so easy, I guess, or maybe it was so easy for Anakin to slip into that side or anybody else. Just because the way it's portrayed in PG-13, it's hard to understand, well, how is that bad?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, think about Vader without having all the extra stuff that we've had with books and comics and stuff. Like, it really has drawn that depiction of because we would just be guessing. We'd be like, well, I think he was really bad. I don't know, but we know, like you can't put some of that stuff on a movie screen that they put in those comics.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Here's the thing too. Do we really want to know what happened if we have an R-rated movie? Do we really want to know what happened between Palpatine and Anakin when he told him about Darth Plagueis the Wise? Probably not. It's probably a pretty sensual scene of him
Maybe want to see that.
seducing him to the dark side. We don't know, man.
It was getting pretty cuddly in that little hallway.
Yeah, I mean, he could have been like on the shoulders a little bit.
That's why he was so pale at the end when he took his
He was
mask
just
off.
like,
You don't know the power.
No.
I need the soundbite of Have I told you the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? That's the next one I need
to find it.
No.
Okay, on to the next thing.
On to the
Giancarlo Esposito. I don't know if I said that right or not.
That you did. That was really
he's
good.
definitely he has been dropping stuff everywhere every week. Joey, you want to talk about this real quick?
Yeah, no, he just he's constantly here. Let me share my. I can share it here. Sorry, I should already done that. Oh, did I do my whole screen? That's not what I wanted. Sorry.
Oh, good night.
Anyways,
Good.
He's constant. Yeah, it's fine. He's constantly like saying stuff, and so this just last week I wasn't here, or I would have talked about it. But it's really interesting some of the stuff he said. I would kind of get Ahmad and y'all's reaction on this stuff. So this first thing he said is you'll see more of the dark sable. You'll get the explanation of the ancient weapon to the modern world, a collapsed world. Where did the saber come from? How was it revived? It's key in our second season. Which will be back sooner than later. And then he says, and there's some interesting stuff here. He says the saber is the key to Moff Gideon's past, which possibly has a lot to do with where he comes from and his desire to build a planet and bring it back together.
He's going to rebuild Alderaan.
Well, here's kind of what I So here's what I was
be nuts
thinking,
if that really
right?
if I was just totally joking and that's what happened.
We all had the thought of maybe he's force sensitive, right? That's always been our thought. Is like he's hinting, and that would be how he would fight. I mean, because if he squares up against Ahsoka, there's no other way for him to come close unless he is force sensitive or something. But what if he's in that bloodline of who was the guy that Vizsla, who originally had Tar Vizsla originally? What if it almost is like maybe he's hinting like he's part of the bloodline. What if he's like a relative of Tar Vizsla even or something? I just thought that would be cool.
He just could be a Mandalorian. Because they originally had the dark saber, so and that just could be he means that I'm the rightful owner of it because we stole it back again from the Jedi or whatever the case may be.
What if we see him trying to rebuild Mandalore? Like the actual.
The other thing he says later in this,
Mandalore wasn't destroyed though, right? It was
but he could be rebuilt. What he talks about, it's funny that he talked about rebuilding something.
And then he says at the very end here, he says, "We don't know how extra special he is yet," and so it's like again, it's like it feels like he's hinting toward being force sensitive, but I just think that's the easy one. I don't know. My mind just always tries to go to the harder one than the easy one. It's like that's too easy, right?
Right.
He's force sensitive.
That would be pretty cool if he's a descendant, but
obviously I think we need to get more on what's going on Mandalore, seeing as the series is called Mandalorian. I think we'll find out more because when we left off, it was Bo-Katan had the saber right at the end. And so we still don't know what happened there, how he got it. We assume the purge. So I'm excited to see what else we're going to get out of that. But yeah, freaking Gideon's over here leaking all sorts of stuff.
Well, yeah, I definitely think that it's just too easy to go with the force sensitive. I definitely think because this is called the Mandalorian, it would make sense that he is a Mandalorian, or maybe he trained in the arts of Mandalore. So that would be my guess. I just can't see Disney allowing him to drop all of this knowledge.
Yeah.
The other thing that was real interesting too is he was talking about Peter Cushing, who played Grand Moff Tarkin, and he was talking in here about how he was watching him. He says you could always read his mind through his eyes. He said I took a look at the imagery of the Supreme Chancellor, which really helped me. He is a supreme being in the sense he knows it, but not everyone in the universe knows it. And so I don't know. He just always, saying things that are interesting to kind of dissect.
He's not one to just let go of information by accident, though.
Right. He's never
had loose lips like some of those other guys have.
I'm excited. all that
It's
to
just
say,
hype.
Mandalorian's
I'm
gonna
ready
be
for
fun.
it.
It's like when you're trying to show Joey something secret on your phone and he reads it out loud in a crowd of people. That's awesome. I love it every time.
Oh, that's nice.
Justin
I go, hey.
Love Tico.
I said, I'll go, hey, Joey, look at this thing, but don't read it. And then he'll read it out loud.
Hold on, if he's
I'm an
Go ahead.
audible learner, and so I have to
Most
audibly
people-
say it so I can
Yeah.
hear it in my head. There's a reason I don't read books. I do audible books.
gotcha.
I still love you, Joey.
Whatever. I hate you.
I know. There it is. I was waiting for that.
Okay, so Bon, since you have the Jedi and the Sith books, is there anything in there that has to do with the Darksaber that you could tell us? Is there
I
anything
have
you've
no
read
idea.
so far?
I haven't read that yet, but because I've been more interested in this midichlorian stuff. But I'm not.
You
Tell us
need to be
about that.
studying that every night.
Oh,
You
I know.
should be. If you want to
Hey,
be here,
It does
Justin-
talk about building
Yes.
lightsabers, but I haven't seen anything about a dark saber.
What are you
Listen to
asking
us.
me, Joey?
Did I? It's like Where's Waldo, but I see Where's Yoda.
Ah,
Just
you
hiding
did.
in
You
the
found
back there. He's
You
just
found it.
chilling
Look
in
at
the
my
back.
little. Look, it's my little Yoda.
I love that one.
Just hanging out.
Just chilling.
No, I
had
don't
to-
know. I'll have to do more
No.
research on that.
I had to move spots.
See if you see something in there about the dark saber, and we can throw that in next time. How about that?
Okay, I can
Dark
do that.
Siberius.
Yeah,
Yes,
because I'm still on last week's
I think
episode
I just
when
kicked
you
Joey
guys
by
were
accident.
when they were talking about the midichlorians, or if what was it, Palpatine,
If Palpatine created Anakin.
Yeah, so I'm still on that.
That was my fault, not yours.
Was that you? I was
So-
like,
I was getting rid of your little thing in the little box down
I
there,
was trying
and
to
he
get
got rid
rid
of you too.
I was trying to get rid of it at the same
What is
time.
happening?
Ace is back in his normal spot. That's
You
what's
guys
right.
are asking for a bat. Oh, great! Now I'm in chain
Asking for
spot.
a Baskin, that's awesome.
I love being in chain spot. Now I just got to be angry and redheaded.
Talk about how you can't expand on things that have already happened.
You can't do it. You can't do it. I hope he's listening right now.
I know, I do too.
He is reading the subtitles right now, and he is
Yes!
pissed wherever he's at.
C3PP. C3PP. You guys remember when he was so mad? You guys remember when he was so mad? Oh wait, all of the times. Shane, chill out. Dude.
Okay,
I love Shane.
so
love
let's
Lance.
go on to the. There was a thing that Joey sent to us that was it was Star Wars stuff. It's another Twitter page that does a lot of like Star Wars, and basically they throw out a lot of stuff. So they did their own little Oscars thing that people voted on, and so we were going to talk through some of these things that people voted.
Well, let's start at the first. Who would you say best director is?
I
Ryan
agree
Johnson.
with. No,
I
George
knew
Lucas.
you were going to say the worst director as the best director, Ahmad.
Ryan Johnson. Okay, let's hear it, Ahmad. Why is Ryan Johnson the best director of Star Wars?
I feel like for Ryan Johnson, for one, I feel like he had a competitive advantage because of the fact, like, he had all the other films to look at, and then he got to interpret all of that and then pour his heart into Star Wars. And I just feel like watching the director and the Jedi, that he had the opportunity to really express the way that he felt this movie should go. And the script is one of the best scripts in Star Wars. The movie itself was great outside of a couple of things that I disagree with. Overall, best director.
I hate you.
Wow. What a way
Okay.
to go at the beginning.
Okay, Rose, what's yours?
It's George Lucas. Let's look back in the 70s of what he had to work with. Nothing. He didn't have a copy and paste. He couldn't look back at other video or movies that have all been done and then interpret it his own way. He had to do it. He's one of the people who had taken cinematography and pushed it forward. He was the one creating all these things. He had visions and he was doing it with nothing. In the 70s, he had nothing. He had no technology. He had to think of this thing on his own. How do I want to take what's in my brain and put it on a movie and interpret it that way. That's George Lucas is the best. That's why he's the best. He's a Spielberg. He's like all these other guys who are notable.
He is better than Spielberg.
I know it's what I meant. Like
So-
he's in that
Just
genre.
kidding.
He's like in
yes,
that.
Yes, I agree.
And I think it's kind of unfair. It's like basketball players, right? It's like, was Michael Jordan better than LeBron James? Like they're different eras. Like it's so hard to compare the eras. We consume movies differently. We watch series differently. They write series differently. They write movies differently than they did. I think if George Lucas were to make a movie today, it would look a lot different than episode 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3. But ultimately, when you say, Cameron, when you say Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, he's in that same sphere of great directors. Yes. When you say Rian Johnson, I mean, again, it's a little unfair because Ryan still has a lot more of his career left to go. So I do agree. As far as that reasoning side of it, it's not necessarily fair. But George Lucas created this thing, like Justin said.
He did create it.
And not just that, George Lucas was like pushing and pioneering movies.
Yes.
But
right?
here's the thing, though. The question was directing, not. Okay. We're not talking about. We're not talking. I didn't mention anything about like the cinematography. I'm talking about the actual directing. So the way that the characters responded to how, like, to me, regardless of what you felt about the character of Luke Skywalker, I felt like this was the best Mark Hamill had played Luke Skywalker. Like, I felt like he got the better emotion out, because even though George Lucas's last directorial stuff for Star Wars was in the prequels. So I'm not even going back to the 70s. I'm not even like discrediting that. All I'm saying is I'm talking about the actual direction. So the response that you get out of the actors and how you want certain things to go. So it's Rian Johnson to me.
That's your opinion. Your opinion wrong. That's fine.
It's really bad.
It's this spot, guys. I'm sorry. I'm in Shane's spot. It's something Shane would say. That's my bad.
What it is? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the spot.
Because if you were to ask me out of the latest trilogy, who was the best director, I would also agree with Ahmad. It was Rian Johnson.
But when you're talking about all of Star Wars,
overall, it is George Lucas. Yes,
it's George Lucas, 100%.
My favorite movie is Episode 3. Still to this day, I bawl like a baby when I watch certain scenes.
Yeah, it's up there.
Sith is phenomenal.
Yeah. That's my number 2 movie.
Well, yeah, and that's what the fans picked on this poll. It was George Lucas, best director. The second one was cinematography. Okay.
Last Jedi was amazing.
I'll go with them on this. There's no doubt. Cinematography, Last Jedi definitely wins. It was beautiful. And more so than even JJ's.
Well, see, that's the thing. I kind of, if you're talking cinematography, I do think Last Jedi is up there, but I also look at too that The Rise of Skywalker had some beautiful scenes when Rey is running in the desert. The way that TIE fighter was coming,
name your top couple scenes in the new trilogy.
The throne room scene is like
throne room scene's amazing.
Throne room scene.
That desert scene of her running is like I just love the way she like the way they caught it. I did like even though
Crate with the red flowing everywhere, phenomenal. And then also the Star Destroyer the Death Star in the water was pretty amazing looking. Yes.
Oh, that was beautiful.
The very end, all the Star Destroyers with the lightning going. Again, this is kind of what I hate is I feel like JJ has these cool scenes in his head and he's like, let's write a story around this because these scenes are going to be really cool. And they do. The scenes look freaking amazing. Like there's no doubt. But you got to have a story.
But I did like some of the little bitty details in The Last Jedi. Like, so when she was, when he was like training her and she was like explaining what the Force was and they showed the ground shaking and the little pebbles rose up. Like, I thought that was amazing. And even when she handed him the saber, like, you know that that's green screen, but just the details that they had of that shot where they're panning up of her giving him the saber and his mechanical arm, I just thought that was
Now,
super dope.
I'll tell you what
If,
does it for me is the scene where Poe, and I know this, I don't remember, it's in the beginning of one of them, but when Poe is in the X-wing and he's fixing to take off and he goes to blast, and you're looking at the engine and you watch it like kind of like boom, and like that is such a cool shot.
Last Jedi.
now,
Last Jedi,
if
yeah, right at the
Col-
beginning there.
Now, if Colin Trevorrow would have been able to do his, I think we would have had some. I think he would have won maybe cinematography because just some of those pictures are epic that they had.
Oh, man.
So finally, everybody mainly said Last Jedi. I agree with Last Jedi. What's y'all's final take on?
Yeah,
cinematography?
Last Jedi is beautiful.
Yeah, would
I
have to
agree
say
with that.
The Last Jedi. Now there's
Mom.
parts of the other
Yeah.
two that I
Last
like,
Jedi.
but yeah.
Shane's not here. Shane.
Shane's like,
I only
This one
like
right
the
here.
Padme scenes. I want 1, 2, and 3 with
Best
Padme.
cinematography is Padme.
When they're getting married, I cried.
No, Natalie Portman is the worst.
Why does Shane sound like an old man?
because he is the gripey old man.
Okay, so then they did Best Actor. Who would y'all say is the best actor of all the Star Wars that you got?
Give me a second.
Rose
I'm
Tico,
thinking.
man.
Now, again, I think this is another thing when you've got to put it in context of the eras too, right? Because they made movies different. It's like, you go back and watch Casablanca and you see how they say things. It's totally corny, but that's how they did them. You know what I mean? So
Honestly, the person who I think, now this is just me spitballing right now. I'm not really thinking, but I mean, the person who was like consistent for me was Han Solo.
I just came to that conclusion in my head.
I gotta turn the light on. I'm like in the dark here.
the fans picked Ewan McGregor, and I think I'm on board with Obi-Wan on that. Because I think, again, Revenge of the Sith and the scenes with him and Anakin, and just overall, I don't know, but I can see Han Solo.
Yeah, I'm going with old.
What now? That was what's best actress?
Well, I didn't say my best actor.
Who'd you say, Bomba?
I don't remember his name. I can't find it right now, but it's the guy that played Sidious.
Ian McDermott.
Yeah.
There we go.
McDermott.
There we go.
Ian
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, Ian McDermott.
that is
Was
mine.
it the Darth Plagueis line that got you? You're like, yes, that's it.
Totally. It was totally.
Now, if Samuel L. Jackson would have given me that line from Snakes on a Plane, he
Oh, tired of all these Siths on this planet.
I just like how
Censored
he played everybody,
he did.
Yeah.
and he the actor himself, he made it
Yeah.
believable watching him do it
He's a
throughout
phenomenal actor.
the 3 movies. So
Yeah.
What about actress? Who would you say, Bon?
it's Carrie Fisher all day long.
It's Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Who do you got, Ahmad? Are you shaking your head? I
No.
agree with you. I think I would pick Carrie Fisher as well.
No, I would say that just because of the small sample size of female characters, like everybody else doesn't have that large sample size, and with her, you have such a large. Because even you can say that she didn't do very well in The Force Awakens, but I thought she was much better in The Last Jedi, and then I mean, as much as she could be, and then obviously they took footage that they previously recorded for The Rise of Skywalker. So.
See,
Yeah.
I have her winning strictly off of Empire Strikes Back. Her just ability to demand and the way she played the character in Empire Strikes Back is phenomenal. Like that.
Yes, absolutely.
That movie wins for me right there, just off her acting off that one movie.
Even Return of the Jedi in the woods with the
for sure. When
Ewoks?
Han Solo comes
yeah,
out.
Ewoks.
Oh
Widget.
yeah.
I
What,
think A New Hope, because she's this freaking strong woman that's I don't need you.
She
I got
literally
this.
So true.
I'll go down this way, but without you. See ya. But I'm a very, all about woman power thing. So
Well, I put Carrie Fisher acting in Star Wars in the same as I put in Ripley from Aliens or
Yeah.
Sarah Connor from Terminator. Like,
Oh yeah.
those are like the most powerful women I can think of.
Mhm.
And that's why I was a little disappointed with Ray, is like we got Ray, and I never, and I know it's a different personality, but it just never felt like that. You know what I mean? But okay, then so Carrie Fisher is who won that one.
Yes.
Best
They love.
performance. Who would you think they would be best performance? Who would you give best performance?
Man,
to?
I really liked Kylo. I really liked Kylo Ren. I mean, I was sold on Kylo.
Yeah, I'm right there. I love the arc that he had and the way that he portrayed each, even no matter which director he worked with, I felt like he gave overall the best performance. But I will give an honorable mention for real in real life to Mark Hamill in The Last Jedi with the way that he played Luke.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the most consistent character, C-3PO? The most consistent character.
Yes. Yes.
As far as performance, C-3PO never changed. He was C-3PO every movie.
Yes. Yes.
And they had you at the end with him too when he was like, "My friends."
I cried. You don't even want to know what I looked like in that last movie. Box of tissues, ugly cry, like it was bad.
Darth Maul, let's just tell them that you cry for everything.
I do. Like I was watching the Mandalorian director's thingy today on Disney Plus. I can't remember what it's called. And I am Demod, and I was like, this is gonna make like the first episode. I'm already getting teary eyed listening to what's her name, Bryce.
Bryce
Howard.
Yes,
And I'm not even a huge fan of hers, but how she was talking about what she did for, you know, the episode that she did, I was like, oh, yes.
Yeah, no, Bryce is amazing. Yes, very passionate for sure.
Yeah.
Anybody have another best performance?
I have to
yeah,
agree with
R2D2.
Adam Driver.
Oh, whoa. Another great performance for me was Andy Serkis as Snoke.
Yeah, Snoke was
Oh,
phenomenal.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
He does
I just
good
wish
all
we
the
knew
time
about
now.
his character more. That was great.
Well,
True.
know
We
all
might.
about him.
he always
might
does those.
still-
That whole
rough-
scene where he's lounging and
We know all about his character. He's
No, I'm
nobody.
just saying we might.
a
We might get to
nobody.
learn more.
He's a
yeah,
petri dish is all he is.
They agreed with you guys, Adam Driver, and I agree.
Yeah.
Snoke more like Snope. Not going to be.
I
in
think
this
his
series.
emotion, is like that he can pull off as an actor in general is.
Oh,
pretty
gosh,
phenomenal.
yes.
Yeah, he's really
Yes.
good.
That
Best
whole he had that
lightsaber-
really cool like. Oh, go ahead. You're good.
No, you're
done.
good. Go.
No,
he
it's
had that
fine,
whole
Joe.
lot.
Yeah, because I want to add something else to this Adam Driver talk. So
Yeah, go. Adam
ahead.
Driver.
Well, so what I was saying, like
Adam
with
Driver
Snoke,
podcast. Welcome.
That's it. Welcome to the Driver podcast. Driver's seat. The Adam Driver seat podcast. No, with Snoke's character, what I loved is that whole lazy, like I'm the most powerful person, king-esque that he had in that throne room, and where he was just like pulling lightsabers from people, and he just, he's real cocky, but it was so believable. You're like, I don't know who this guy is, but he's pretty powerful. You guys are screwed.
Yeah. I do
Or the way
agree
he
with that.
slammed General Hux to the ground and he went on the ship.
Yeah. Oh, baby Yoda.
Darth Bonbon, you have something else? On
Oh yeah.
Adam
So on Adam Driver and just the whole, because he's Vader's grandson, right? I thought I absolutely love the scenes where he's throwing fits, because it reminded me so much of Hayden Christensen in the first trilogies.
That's
Like perfect, because when you actually think of Anakin and how he did, he threw fits, but he was a kid, that's trying to figure out life, and it's almost like, Kylo Ren's doing the same thing, I thought he did a great job. Loved it.
So, best lightsaber duel. We've talked about this before.
This is easy for me.
Go ahead.
I was surprised with what everybody came up with.
It's definitely Darth Maul and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon.
That's a good
And
one.
I
That's
am
what I agree with.
100% behind Ahmad
Yeah.
on this one.
Yep.
That's a good
I think
one.
Ahmad has never spoke more truth than right now in this moment.
My honorable. I think my honorable mention would have to be the Yoda and Dooku scene.
No,
Would be my
that's
honorable
not
mention.
mine. That one's not mine.
Okay.
What do you got?
Mine is Yoda and Palpatine.
Oh yeah, that's good too.
That was good.
Yeah. That is my all-time favorite. Like Yoda. Oh man, it's like that
Yeah.
guy. He's tiny, but man, he'll
Watching him go ham on Dooku though, and he was flipping. I remember being in the theaters when that scene came on, and
Everybody
people were
cheered.
losing their
Yeah.
mind.
losing their mind when he put his cane, and then he picks it up at the end. Yeah, nice.
He's
See,
like
but
hobbling again.
I liked when he the Palpatine one, and he's taking the little Senate thing and he's spinning
Oh,
around
yeah,
like
he's
I'm
spinning
about
them
to
around.
throw this. Like it's I
Jared,
love
what do
that
you
fight
got?
scene. It's my favorite.
I mean that's definitely my favorite. The one with the Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon. I think the reason we love the one with Yoda was just because it was the first time we actually got to see Yoda use his lightsaber.
sure.
That I mean, it's more nostalgia going. Oh, we finally get to see something that we've been waiting on.
So
Yeah.
they picked Anakin Obi-Wan is what they picked, and I get it. It's a good one, but again, Ahmad spoke the most truth.
Oh,
Anakin
come on.
Obi-Wan.
That's why
He's jumping
Shane. That's
in.
why Shane
That's
got
why he ain't
booted.
on the podcast today.
That's why
Who let
he's
this
not
guy
here.
on here? What's the
Take those off
Of
there.
course.
Oh, did he finally figure out how to respond on here as not
He
the
finally
Marauders?
figured out how to change his name.
That's funny.
Congratulations, Shane. You've accomplished so much.
Okay, best score.
Oh, do you
So
want
many good
mine?
ones.
You
Go
guys
ahead.
ready for mine? Anakin
Yeah.
song. I'm sorry, all day
Oh,
long.
okay.
Well, it's the Imperial March, but
Oh,
Yeah.
the Imperial March.
like you can Google it on YouTube, not Google it, but go to YouTube and just type in Anakin song. But it's different versions of the Imperial March. That
Oh, that's
but that
cool.
that
And
that
who-
score is just you can you hear it and you just know.
You know exactly what it is. Yeah.
No, who doesn't know that? Everybody, people that don't even know Star Wars know that song.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Imperial March is very high for me, but I'm gonna tell you, I really like the theme song.
The main
During-
title.
Yeah.
Yeah, the title sequence.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That's a good one.
This is a funny one because, I mean, obviously, unless you're kind of counting Mandalorian in
This
there,
is
which
true, Shane. This is
I don't-
true.
I don't think we are counting Mandalorian in there, but it's all John Williams, right? It's John.
Yeah.
John Williams is a
He is
freaking
John Williams.
I think
incredible.
we
and
count-
Genius.
You just, I mean, I just think of like the new, like the Ray theme song is phenomenal.
Oh, it's
right?
beautiful.
Like,
Yeah.
all that different stuff. But I will agree, the best one, hands down, no doubt, is Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
I remember, like, man, we did so many like skits to that song and everything. Yeah, I mean, it's just it made that scene, which
Those
is the best
huge voices
lightsaber
and
battle.
stuff. Yeah.
Best lightsaber battle. It made that scene. I mean, forever you'll remember that going on.
Yeah.
You know, while they're fighting and stuff. Oh, so good.
That is beautiful.
So
That's my favorite.
that is what the fans picked was Duel of Fates. I agree
Yep.
with the fans.
I agree with that one.
I have
Okay.
to say my next one would be though the end title sequence from New Hope.
Yes.
When they're all
Yeah.
up there
yeah.
on the stage.
Yeah, it's the celebration.
That's always
Yeah.
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 That's always my
celebration.
You mean when Chewie didn't get a medal?
Yep. That'd be the time.
Yeah.
Rude.
Okay, best
That's why he was
Jedi.
crying at the end.
Best Jedi.
Best Jedi?
I
Ooh.
think this is an easy one, honestly.
Well, best Jedi that we saw in the movies or best Jedi that we know the lore of?
Just best Jedi, man. That's what
I'd
it
probably say
says.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
The
It's
best
gotta be
Jedi
the movies.
is Anakin.
So here's my thought. Now,
Ahsoka
again,
Tano. I said what I
everybody can
said.
interpret
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Everybody can interpret this different. Obviously, you can interpret different. I look at it as best Jedi. Who was the best quintessential Jedi that you have? Obi-Wan
How long
Kenobi.
you been holding that word in?
Quintessential.
Yeah.
Well, if we're talking, then I would have to say it's Qui-Gon Jinn then, because the thing is that Qui-Gon, he went against the grain, and they ended up coming back to him even after death in order to learn how to do the Force Ghost ability. And so the thing is that his way of thinking, if we don't get his way of thinking, he doesn't train Anakin. He does, and so without that, then we don't get Luke Skywalker. Like there's a trickle effect.
I agree with you. Qui-Gon. That's what I said.
Look, the deal with Obi-Wan is there was nobody more committed to the order and everything going on. The guy stuck with it, and we're gonna get more in the Obi-Wan series, obviously. But the dude was freaking sitting on a planet watching this kid wasting the best years of his life.
But he didn't have anything to do. The Jedi were demolished.
And think about, like, look at his record of the people he's defeated. I mean, it's one of the best records of anybody out there, right? I mean, he's defeated Anakin. He's defeated General Grievous. He's defeated Maul twice. He's defeated. I mean, just he's one of the best.
Well, if you're
Anyway.
talking about technically someone who follows the Jedi code, then yeah, it's Obi-Wan. But as far as like a Jedi, someone who's going to do the things that's right, whether it may be against the code, then for me, that's Qui-Gon.
Well, Qui-Gon trained Obi-Wan, so.
And if Shane was here, Shane would say it's Luke Skywalker in the new trilogy. It's his favorite.
Yep. He said that.
Old
I've
man
heard
Luke.
him say multiple times
man
that
Luke.
the brand new trilogy,
Luke is
that
way
Luke Skywalker,
better,
it was
yeah.
written exactly how it was supposed to be written. I've heard him say it multiple times. We can all agree, right? Everybody
Yeah,
agree?
we did agree.
So
Shane
I
would
think
love
that's what
the
he's-
brand. Yep.
I
said it
think he
multiple
said
times.
something about he's so glad they got rid of all the old EU.
He
stuff.
hated the way that they were taking it. Really, I mean, in 3, 4, and 5, or sorry, 4, 5, and 6, he hated that Luke Skywalker. He was like, this just doesn't work.
Best villain. Who do you got? Best villain. Mine's Darth Vader easily. I just think. I will say, obviously, we've talked about this with the Clone Wars. It's made Maul. So
Maul is
freaking
definitely
amazing.
second
Yeah.
place.
But Vader just is. It's Vader, man.
Maybe Vader someday later.
His
now he's
story,
just a
I
small
think, is
fry.
what makes him so great.
Darth Maul actually got more of his character that way than Darth Vader did, really. You get Anakin and then you get Darth Vader. You don't really get a ton of Darth Vader in his story.
Yeah,
I don't think.
That's true. I would agree with that.
Palpatine is the best villain to me. But my personal favorite is Cad Bane.
Dude, he's so good. I love Cad Bane, man.
So
he's so good because he doesn't play either side. He's like, I'm just the bad guy, dude. I'm just the bad guy.
And the people said Darth Vader. I think that's not a surprise.
Yeah.
They said best friendship.
C-3PO and R2-D2.
There you go. That's good.
That's a good
I picked that one.
That's it.
See,
I was gonna say
now that's
Solo
funny.
and Chewie, but man, yeah, that's it.
I didn't even think about that, Ahmad, but man, that's a really
Man,
good
that's
answer.
That's a good one.
Dang.
So the people said Anakin Obi-Wan, and I
No.
think
I don't even think. I think that's even underneath Solo and Chewie.
Yeah, I mean, I think Han and Chewie are pretty close. I mean, you cry
Yeah.
at
Yes.
the end when you see Chewie going,
fan-
because he's,
so the fans got that one wrong. You stupid fans, we hate you.
Stupid fans.
But
What is
I don't
the thing
know,
that Star Wars
like-
fans?
Isn't that us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the thing that Star Wars fans like to argue about more than Star Wars? How stupid their fans are.
So, did you?
Sorry,
have
Bonnie,
something,
go ahead.
Bonnie?
No, I was just gonna say like that one's hard because each one of these friendships that you guys have said so far, I swear to goodness, I've cried. Like,
Yeah.
I've cried over droids. I've cried over Chewie and Han. Like that's such a hard one. There's
What about
to name like the best one.
What about Padme and Anakin's friendship?
No.
I
Here's a
don't like
friendship.
Natalie Portman, so I hate Padme.
What about
Boba
Shane,
Fett?
Shane, you didn't hear that. She said she loves him. She loves her. Don't
I
listen.
didn't, and I'll tell him to his face.
What about in the Clone Wars, the 99 and the young stormtrooper, the people that were training? What about that friendship? It's pretty good.
I haven't watched all of Clone Wars, so I couldn't tell you.
It's pretty good.
Spoiler alert.
Best
I didn't
Plug
say
in my
anything about it.
ears.
Hold
No, I'm
on.
just kidding.
Joey, I'm surprised you didn't say Ezra and Kanan.
You know what? I wasn't think. It's funny because I was just thinking of the movies.
Okay, I get that.
But man, I agree, dude. Ezra and Kanan's relationship is awesome.
But that was more
Dude.
of a father-son or brother relationship.
It is.
Brotherhood.
Yeah.
That's a more
Yeah.
Obi-Wan.
I wouldn't call it
Anakin
more of
style.
a friendship because
Yeah.
I would think more like Ezra's friendship with like Chopper or something. Like it's
Yeah.
just
What
so
about-
classic.
What about Luke's friendship with that thing that he was drinking the green milk from?
That's not
Do we ask
friendship.
those
and that's
questions?
also,
That's
that's
some
also
close
rated R in
friendship.
some places.
Joey,
That's close friendship.
please.
Okay, we got a couple more because we're getting hit in the time. Best
All right.
TV series.
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
So
I don't answer that one. I don't
I
know.
think so.
Bonnie, you
Obviously,
have to
I
answer.
think we're about to hit a spot where this could change. I think we're about to get so many good TV series.
Wait a minute, Mandalorian. Duh.
That's good.
I don't think Mandalorian's there yet. I think it will be
Need
when
another
it's
season.
over. But I think when you take, and I got to say, I wouldn't have put Clone Wars there until I got this last season.
Yeah.
So, because I would have had Rebels over Clone Wars until this last season, and that summed up a lot of stuff for me with Clone Wars. So
Pull that much emotion out of me with a cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
It
so
was
good.
crazy.
But for me, that's what Rebels did. It pulled a lot of emotion at the end. It's very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Best planet.
Naboo, I'd give it that.
Yeah, Naboo.
Naboo. How about Boo? How about Boo?
Naboo, that sucks.
No. How about no Boo? No Naboo.
Naboo. Hey, how about
Naboo's
Alderaan? That
what?
planet was explosive.
That was my first thought.
Is Naboo the best planet? They got Gungans.
Yavin 4.
Yavin 4.
Must
Like Mustafar. or-
There you go.
I played
What about that one? What about the one
Tatooine.
Exegol? Exegol, that's my favorite planet.
No.
Of course,
place
that
where
was
nothing
too busy
made
for me. I
sense.
wouldn't pick that.
Yeah. Hated. I could do without Exegol ever again, please. Lord.
Oh man.
What about
Uh,
Endor? Endor would be a good one. That's pretty
Yeah.
Hoth.
I would take freaking
cold.
the freaking Ewoks over Naboo. Naboo.
Yeah. Definitely. Maybe they had something for Jar Jar.
What about Death Star 1 or Death Star 2?
Definitely Death Star 2.
Too.
Because we got to fly inside. That was such a cool thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Best droid.
R2, man.
R2.
R2.
He knows all. He knows everything.
Yep,
So-
R2.
I get it. You know what droid I'm in love with right now is from the video game, Cal Canis's droid. I forget which one he is.
Oh,
What
yeah.
is the name of?
I know what
That
you're talking
droid is
about, though.
freaking so cool. I love it.
What was Red Squadron's droid's name? R5.
And
the
not
red-
to mention the one from Rogue
remember.
One.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
it was R5. R5 was
Oh.
Obi-Wan's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I get it. When
about
you take
Chopper?
The whole series, Chopper
Yeah.
is. Listen, there is no. His attitude is so awesome. Does it not make anybody else?
It's like
laugh?
it's like a little kid.
Is it because I like dad jokes that I love Chopper's jokes? Is
Dude.
that why? I guess.
It could
Or the,
be.
All right.
the
This
it.
is one of the best ones right here. You ready?
Is this
Justin?
it? Is this it?
No. We got a couple more.
Okay.
But you answer this one first, Justin. Best romance.
Oh man. Luke Skywalker and whatever that thing he was drinking the milk from.
Best romance.
Oh,
Best
Lord.
romance? Best romance. Okay. Romance as in super close relationship, not like lovey-lovey, would be Ahsoka and Rex.
Ahsoka and Rex.
So good and Rex.
Yeah, they loved each other.
It's Han and Leia for sure.
Yeah.
I think
Talk
it's.
about it all
I'm
day.
gonna be honest. I think it's Ezra. I mean, I think it's Kanan and Hera.
I think I'm going to go with you, Ahmad, because I think you changed my mind because I was just thinking about Han just left her at the end.
Just
there.
bounced. He's
Hera.
like, I gotta go get cigarettes. See you later.
Listen,
Don't kill my son, please, Luke.
Me and Chewie are getting in the Millennium Falcon, and we're out of here.
Joey. Here's the thing.
I need some more Bud Light.
How do
See in
you
a
know?
minute.
I mean, she might have left him. Might not have been him just up and leaving. She might have said, "I'm going back to the resistance or whatever. See you later."
All
who's
I'm just
saying-
saying, it's Leia
It's the shame of kissing her brother. That's the problem.
or that.
He never could get over it. Han's just like, it's just so many things I've seen.
You're, you just kiss everything.
You'd probably kiss a Wookiee with that mouth.
My name is Han Solo. I'm out. Do this by myself.
Not Han Deuce. Okay,
Not
sorry.
Han Deuce.
Okay,
Ahmad,
go.
Ace
Sorry.
is just hates
No,
us.
I'm just saying without spoilers, I think that Bonnie's saying Han and Leia right now, but I think once she sees Rebels, that she will definitely say Hera and Kanan.
And
We'll
Kanan.
see.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
What about Sabine and Obi-Wan?
again, Filoni,
Or
and
Satine.
Filoni we trust. It's
I
taking
was
care of
about to say.
business.
But I think the reason I like them two so much is Bloodline really sealed the deal for me with Han and Leia.
Yeah,
So-
I liked that book a lot, and I liked
Mm.
what they were trying to do. Like, it did sell me on the relationship a little bit between them two, but it left me with some questions concerning like what happened at the end of that book to where we're at now, like the Han and Leia that we got now. There was like, it didn't seem like he should have abandoned everything. If you read that book and you really read that book and like pay attention to it, like there's no reason why they were working things out and working apart. And they were absolutely in love with each other. So that's why I was just like, I don't understand.
But I
They
think
lost
at
it.
the end of the day,
years,
like, he's a scoundrel, right?
I like
Yeah.
having a 6
That's
years.
him. I
Yeah,
don't. I mean, maybe we'll get the answer as to why he really left, but that's. Oh, I don't know. I just kind of look at it that way. That's Han.
But she was so independent, anyways. In the
Yes.
beginning, it didn't seem like she had to have somebody there, and
Mm-mm.
he didn't either. He didn't need to have
Right.
her with him all the time. That's why I was
Just
just like,
Chewie.
that's why I was lost, because I was like, it doesn't. This is Chewie. He's a big old fur ball. That's
But
why I have
even
Joey
in the
around. I love
yeah, but
my
even
wife,
in the
but
story,
sometimes you just gotta have-
the book or whatever, I still got that feel from both of them. You know, he was kind of off doing his thing with the races or whatever, and she was off doing
yeah.
the other stuff that she was doing. Like, I think that's the thing. There is they love each other, but they don't like. I don't know. They're not codependent. They're independent. So
They weren't so dependent. Yeah.
right.
That's all clearly JJ's fault. There's no doubt. Again, my biggest deal is just like they learned nothing in the original trilogy. That's what sucks about that deal.
Yeah.
Best scene. Two more.
Oh,
Best
that's
scene.
hard.
Man,
All of Star
yeah.
Wars.
Uh,
Y'all
best
said it
scene?
earlier.
yeah, the throne room scene. It's
It's not my favorite movie, but that scene is very, very good. And it's not even just what's going on in the scene, but it looks phenomenal. But also the camera work when they're actually doing the fights and the camera's like panning as they're doing these moves, and it's like one shot doing some of that stuff. It's great, phenomenal. And then that scene just looks amazing. Like the contrast of the reds and stuff is just really good.
I really liked the also in Attack of the Clones, the scene with all of the sabers. I'm just so in awe about that. Just seeing all the different colors and everybody fighting. I thought it was dope.
I like that one too. Yeah.
Mine is still Episode 3
Yeah.
with Obi-Wan and Anakin. The whole fight scene with them is still hands down my favorite.
That's a really good scene too. They did a
Yeah.
good job. George
Yeah.
Lucas, best director.
I know.
All right, best.
That's why.
This is the last one. The best film. Best Star Wars film.
Return of the Jedi.
I was
Now-
trying to mute you before you said anything.
Well, now I'll say this with the mod. My favorite is Return of the Jedi. That's my favorite. I don't
It's-
think it is
it's
the
one I'll
best
watch.
film, but it's the one that I want to watch more than any other one. I think
Yeah.
I think they might have got this one right. They said Revenge of the Sith.
That's my favorite. Revenge of the Sith
And
all day long.
I think it is the best film. Like when
Yeah.
you think of everything, consider everything,
Right.
it's really good.
I can
Having-
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
and
That's good.
I have no doubt Shane would agree with that one, right? In that one.
Shane would probably say Last Jedi, but yeah, you're probably
Yeah, I
right.
think Last Jedi is what Shane would say.
He said it multiple times. I've heard
Hold
him
on,
here
he's
multiple
texting me
times
right
say
now.
it.
He said he loves The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
it's-
Ryan
Yeah.
Johnson.
You know his favorite scene in The Last Jedi is Canto Bite. He really loves that.
Yes.
Yes, it
he-
is. And
I've
his
never seen
favorite
somebody-
character is Rose.
Does it?
Yeah.
It
Does he
added
have a-
so much.
Does he have a
For
I've
sure.
Rose
never
doll?
seen somebody go
matter of
on
fact-
and on more about Canto Bite than Shane.
He just texted me. He said his favorite scene is actually when they let those animals out. That's when,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, when Rose was
You know, and I
explaining-
always thought that was a little controversial because they didn't do anything with the kids, but he was sold on those. He
yeah,
loves
he
the
loved
horses,
those
man.
animals. He loved them running through Canto Bite. He loved
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
That's what
I'll
you
tell
get
you
for
what.
missing out.
Hey, you know what else he loved is if you were to answer the love story, the romance, it was Rose and Finn was probably his favorite.
I would
And
agree
how
with that.
she just selflessly threw herself in front of that laser and just really
he's-
pushed him out of the way.
Oh,
He's
he
sold
just
on that
texted me
stuff,
again.
man.
He said he's
changed
really
the course of the movie.
Yeah.
He said he's really glad they didn't use Phasma anymore too. He hated Phasma.
He didn't
Yeah.
like that character. He
No,
didn't.
didn't.
He hated that
really
character.
didn't.
You know who his character he hates the most? Darth Revan.
Revan, yes.
Revan. He hates Revan.
Get rid of Revan.
He said the worst thing to ever happen to Star Wars was when they canonized Revan. He hates it. I've never seen anybody more frustrated.
Oh. That's it.
Okay, guys, that was a good time. So, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Bon Bon.
Yay!
For being
Could you
with
be
us.
a permanent? Are you a permanent?
I'm working
We'll
on
see.
it.
Supposed to
This was
be-
fun. This was fun.
At least every now and then, come pop
Yeah,
in. And...
I got to do some more
Nice.
research to get on y'all's
That's fine.
level.
So do we. No, we'd have to do more.
Listen,
I think your level is like up somewhere up here above me. I don't know.
Yeah, we've all peaked.
I don't know anything. I just give opinions. Sometimes they suck.
Hey, that's yeah.
As
Nobody
long as
cares
you
about
can.
people's opinion.
My best opinion I ever had was a mod thinking that Last Jedi was good is bad.
You know, that's like the best. I think the best acting is Ahmad saying that Last Jedi is the best movie ever.
He is
That's
the great.
the
He's the
best
greatest
acting
actor
I've ever seen.
That's yeah. He
Guys,
is believable.
actually here, we're jumping on Shane. We're not jumping on a mod.
Oh.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay,
I love you guys. This is fun.
I
This
love
was
all
fun.
y'all.
This was a lot of fun.
That was really good, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. The ones that are still here, the ones that aren't, be sure to come back, everybody, next week,
Yes.
Thursday, 7:30. Every week we're doing this.
And
Because
Bonnie,
we love
make
to
sure
do
you
it.
go. Bonnie, go back and watch this so we get our one viewer. On this. We gotta go back and go watch it. Don't take that view away from us, please.
I won't.
Oh, by the way, Sonic, we have lots of views.
Oh
We have
yeah.
lots.
Yeah,
We have lots and lots of views. We love you guys. See you next week.
May the force be with you.